everyone, this is Leslie with the Plaid Poodle, and today my video is about, I'm going to demonstrate how I created this cute little, I guess you could call it a fancy fold card. Very, very simple and yet kind of jazzy at the same time. For today's card, I'm using a stamp set from the Stampin' Up! Annual Catalog called Big News. And the reason I like this stamp set is because the sentiments on it are very big, and I was covering a pretty large space with this oval on front, and it's the perfect stamp set for that. Okay, to get started, you need a piece of 8.5 by 5.5 inch, and I used Watermelon Wonder cardstock. And it needs to be scored on the 8.5 inch side at 2 1/8. So I'm going to use my Stampin' trimmer and the scoring blade. Score it right there at 2 1/8, and then 4 1/4, which will be the center or the middle of the card. Okay, now I'm going to take my bone folder and really crease those edges. I'm going to fold it in half on that 4 1/4 inch score line, and then this score line we made on the 2 1/8, I'm going to fold it back. See how that makes kind of an M or a W, whatever, score line. And that's the card base. Real simple. Then I'm going to adhere a piece of, this is Birthday Bouquet Designer Series paper, and it is from the current Stampin' Up! Occasions catalog. And I'm going to adhere that to that little 2 1/8 inch flap on the front. This is 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. And when you're cutting your designer series paper, this designer series paper had a pattern running sideways, so you need to pay attention when you're cutting your designer series paper which way you want your design to run. Okay, and then for the center of the card, I have a piece of 5 1/4 by 4 inch Whisper White cardstock. And I'm going to stamp on it with the Watermelon Wonder ink. This little candle image. And if I stamp it right on that lower right hand corner, it's going to show, and that's what I want. I want it to show. So I'm going to use my Stamp-a-ma-Jig because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, and if you are a little bit of a perfectionist like me, I'm looking for my post-it notes to hold that cardstock still. You might enjoy this tool because you can place images and sentiments exactly where you want them. I use post-it notes quite a bit in my stamping to hold things where I need them to be. I'm just going to line that image that I've stamped already onto my Stamp-a-ma-Jig sheet, and I want it in that lower right hand corner. There we go. And then I'm using the Enjoy the Fuss sentiment from the Big News stamp set, and I want that right in the middle of my card. So I'm going to line that up with my Stamp-a-ma-Jig. And that's the inside of my card. And so then I'm going to make sure it's dry. And I'm going to adhere it to the inside of my card with adhesive. So now when the card is closed, you see that little candle is showing, and that's exactly what I wanted to happen. Now for the front of the card, I've used some thick Whisper White cardstock, which is a heavier weight than the basic Whisper White cardstock, and I use this a lot for card bases because it is a little thicker. And since I felt like this would get a lot of manipulation, I wanted to use the thicker Whisper White. So I've got a piece of 5" by 4" Whisper White cardstock, and I'm going to stamp my It's Your Birthday sentiment onto that right in the middle. And I don't have to be picky because I'm going to cut it out with the oval framelit. So we're done with the ink. And I'm using my Big Shot and my magnetic platform. And I'm using the second largest of the oval dies. There's, I don't know how many dies, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm not going to use the largest scalped one. I'm going to use the second largest to cut this out. And I'm going to line this up over my sentiment, so my sentiment's right there in the middle. Sandwich it between my plates and run it through the Big Shot. This card is really super simple to make, but it looks a little like you went to a little bit of trouble because of the fancy folding. Okay, so now all I need to do is adhere my stamped oval onto my card front. So I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive over here onto the left side and position that right in the center there. Like I said, I want my little candle to show. And then I added down at the bottom for just a little bit of added fun, some little candle punches. And this is from the Party Punch Pack that is in the Stampin' Up, the current Stampin' Up Occasions catalog. And I just used a scrap of Watermelon Wonder cardstock. Okay, I'm using just a scrap of Watermelon Wonder cardstock and the candle punch, whoops, from the Party Punch Pack. You get a cupcake, a balloon image, and a candle image, and it coordinates with one of the stamp sets in the catalog, Party Wishes. But you can use it for other things, as I am doing today. Now normally I would use my fine tip glue pen, but I have misplaced that thing. So I'm just going to use a little bit of this two-way glue pen because I can control how much glue comes out. So I just need a tiny bit, and this will work fine. And I do have another replacement fine tip glue pen on the way. I think I accidentally threw it away after a class. Okay, I'm just gonna put my candles, and I did them kind of haphazardly on this one, and I just kind of like that. But you could line them up like little soldiers if you wanted to. The two-way glue pen is called two-way glue pen because if you use it while it's wet, it sticks permanently. But if I would have put some of it on that candle punch and let it dry, it would stick, but it wouldn't be a permanent stick. So it's kind of fun for different things if you needed it. All right, there's the card. It was that simple and quick and easy to make, and you could use different color combinations, different stamp sets. I just love that fancy fold, and I know the recipient of it would appreciate it as well. So thanks for joining me, and if you'd subscribe to my channel, you will get more ideas and inspirations. You can sign up right below this video. Thank you. Visit my blog, www.theplaidpoodle.com, for more ideas and inspiration for paper crafting. Goodbye.